Okay, let me make a comment. Hello, it's a pleasure to be before you today. Thank you for joining. I'll be doing a conclusion of this series, which I thought would be maybe one one particular one video, but turned out to be multiple videos. So I'm going to do a recap to those of you who have not watched any of the videos. And I shared the last time that the first message that it came about not by me planning to do the message. It's three events occurred that I decided to do a message that black female, you deserve better. Because I always admire the black female because they appear to be more focused, determined, has goals and visions and dreams. Not saying most men don't have that. I'm speaking of myself and my surrounding of what I have observed. Before, I want you to understand that I have no power to make you do anything, force you to listen to me, force you to accept anything I say. I'm just simply giving out information that will help you to understand where I'm coming from. I think I left my mic off. I just want you to have information to where I'm coming from, what you need to do, how you need to become more observant by your surroundings, especially when it comes to relationships. If you're dating, about to date, considering to be engaged, or you married, these series of messages are for you. Just go back and look at number one, go to my YouTube channel, He Still Speaks Now. Listen, that's one of them, but the one I want you to go to is The Hidden Tears of a Black Male. And you see a lot of videos, but I trust me, you will find one that will fit you. When you're there, hit the subscribe button on the right hand side, share, like, and allow other people to hear what you have to, allow other people to hear what you heard. Look back, I say, I really admire a black female when she set her mind and goal to do what she wants to do. Work 3 jobs, go to college, provide food for herself or her children if she have them, have her own place to stay, have her own car, and mostly she become like an independent woman. But then sometimes when it comes to relationships, she can be drawn into seductively or do deception to allow a man to move in with her for whatever reason. She might want to be alone. He may have convinced her that he loves, he cares about her. And then when he moves in, she's caught in a relationship that she regret being in. And I said in the last video, I learned a term called hobosexual. Hobosexual is when a male, or it could be a woman, where they don't have no place to stay. They're moving around from house to house. They meet and they determine to meet someone that has a place to stay. They convince them that they really care about them. And because they don't want to be homeless, they move into the relationship, move into the house with permission of the girl that he or she wants. And that's where the trouble begins. So women, you deserve better. You ought to deserve better, that you deserve better when it comes to relationship. Don't be deceived and too quick to follow your emotional, sexual emotions on, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be by myself. Just focus on what's best for you. If you're married or if you have children, focus on what's best for you. Do the right thing when it comes to relationship. Don't allow yourself to be seduced into believing some lie. Think about your decisions. You deserve better. I say that over and over again. You deserve better. You don't need to date a boy. You need a man in your life. To those of you who have listened to the first message, second message, third message, I think this is the fourth one. It's my hope that you learn something and gather something from it. I'm not advocating leave your husband, leave your wife, or whatever. But if you're in a situation that need to be dealt with, seek the proper counseling to help you in your situation. Everybody's situation is different. I'm not coming from a group's thinking perspective. I'm coming from an individual. Begin to think about your choices and decisions. I'm going to take it from this, for example, a married woman who's dating a man. A married woman who's married to a man who's her husband. They should come together as one, not separate. Now, you keep yours, I keep mine. We come together, have sex, and that's it. And we figure that should solve the problem. But when it comes to relationships or issues in the relationship, there should be a time where you have discussion to say, I want to discuss what's going on in my life. I want to discuss what we are experiencing because I want our relationship to work. Because I've seen in other people's relationship that it didn't last. So I want my marriage to be better. I'm not complaining. I'm just coming up to the plate and say, baby, he or she, if you're a man or you're a woman, this is the problem I see in our relationship. And women or men, don't be mad when he or she come to you and confront you with an issue. Ask yourself, are you behaving that way? Are you doing those things? Or what they're saying to you is the truth? Because the first thing when they tell you something about yourself, you get mad and say, oh no, that's not me. And you get all upset and bent out of shape, and you shut down your ears and don't want to listen because you feel that you have been verbally attacked. Yes, the truth will hurt. Yes, the truth will make us put us on the defensive. But we must come to understanding that if we want to have a proper marital relationship, the number one key is communicating. Admit that you have a problem, admit that you need help, admit that what you've been doing is not working, and admit that the problem is not going to get any better if you do not seek out help. Yes, you may have to seek out help to counselors that you don't even talk to. You may seek out family members, one that you can trust. But you must seek out the needed help to improve your relationship. Don't just give up and pull your hair out or say, oh no, I'm just going to find me a girlfriend or boyfriend to pick up the slack because he or she is not doing what I want. I don't want to get a divorce or seek a divorce or leave my husband or leave my wife. So I don't be a homosexual. So I'm just going to have me a partner on the side to fill my needs. And husband, you who are home, that's not working, able-bodied men that can go to work, you should go to work. Finding excuses not to work and allow your wife or girlfriend to do all the working and you living off the fruit and experiencing of her labor, that is wrong. The relationship is out of order. You who are able-bodied need to work. Even if you have to take a basic job with minimum wage. If you have dropped out of school, you cannot expect to get a decent wage. Go back to school, get your GED because it will help you in the long run. Yes, it's going to be, don't let your pride keep you from going back and get a GED. Forget about what your homeboy is saying, what they think of you. Just simply go back to school and get a GED to better yourself. And women who are in college who have a degree, don't hold that over that man and say, well, you're nothing because you have dropped out of school and you didn't finish school and you don't have no dream, you go, especially if you're married to them. You saw something in that man at first to marry them. You may have married them for the wrong reasons, but you marry him. Now you're stuck with them And hopefully that you can be unstuck by going in communication, and then you can improve your relationship. So married men and women, you are in a relationship where you took your marital vows. So in order to prove your marital relationship, begin to work on it by first looking in the mirror of self and see where are you at fault. Don't justify your fault, because he or she cannot make you do anything. You have to decide to do that. You have to decide to commit an adultery, have an affair, drink or alcohol. So yes, women can be hard-headed, don't want to listen. I saw this article posted. It said, no man can stand a disrespectful woman, no matter how beautiful she is. Your beauty is a waste when your character is ugly. I say that again. No man can stand a disrespectful woman. Yes, black females, even other races of female, can be very disrespectful when it comes to talking to a man. They talk down to them like they're a boy. They talk down to them like they're a child. They don't want to listen, especially if they have a college degree behind their name, especially if they are the breadwinner in the family. They are very but they even use profanity. They insult them. They do whatever to hurt that man feeling and ego. So no matter how beautiful, I have an old saying. My saying is, the book cover of that woman may look very, very good, but it's the table of contents I want to know. I want to hear how she talks, hear how she expresses herself, and that will reveal to me what's in that mind behind that pretty body and pretty face, because that pretty body and pretty face is not going to always be that way over the years. So no man likes to be involved or should not be involved or try not to be involved with a disrespect. Don't date men and women. Don't date a person because how they look. Don't date that person because they look good and have a nice body or whatever you consider a nice body. Don't date that person for that reason, because by doing that, you're not taking time to get to know that person. And yes, men can be very disrespectful to women. Because why? Because how they've been brought up. I can put myself in all these messes. Was I a boy when it comes to relationships? Yes. I'm growing and maturing to be a man when it comes to being in a relationship, which I'm not at this moment by choice. But we as men need to look in the mirror of self and say, what have I done? If I'm doing the same thing over and over and over, if I'm falling out of a relationship, this relationship, that relationship, something is wrong with me, not with that person. So men and women, recognize, are you dating a boy or are you dating a girl in the relationship? You should have mature people. There should be mature people in relationship. A boy will behave. Listen to the series message where I talk about how to identify a boy in relationship and what a man does and what a boy does. We as individuals, black and white and other races who may listen to this message, it is my hope that you walk away, come away with an understanding that yes, you are at fault to some extent. It's not always a man, it's not always a woman. You are at fault to a certain extent. No one forced you in the relationship. You're in the relationship for whatever reason you choose to be in a relationship. In order to change, in order to make it better, you must fight self that will tell you that it's the other person's fault. And begin, if your husband or wife or someone who you're dating do not want to listen, just do your best and do what you need to do. Hopefully they will turn around. Hopefully they will turn around. If you are in a homosexual relationship and you want to be out of it, seek the proper means to get out from that relationship. If you are married, you who are married and you experiencing a homosexual mindset, women and men, you need to seek counseling so it won't make you homeless and you be living with mom or living with dad or living with sister or living with so and so. Men, your wife deserves better. If you are not working and she's working and you are home, you should be taking care of the house. What is wrong with your hands? You can wash dishes. You can. It's not going to destroy your manhood. You can make up the bed. You can clean up the house. You can clean up the yard. You can do things. So when she comes home, you can even surprise her with a meal. So when she comes home, She was, oh, I can take my shoes off. Oh, thank you, baby, for what you have done. Not, oh, I want my dinner. Most do the right thing. When you're dating a boy, he may not be home when you come home. When you're dating a boy, he will use excuses to justify his behavior. When you're dating a boy, he can care less. When you're dating a boy, he thinks sex should solve the problem. When you're dating a boy, it's all about me, him, what he can get from you. When you're dating a boy, his thinking, he has no goals, he has no dream, he has no vision, he don't seek out opportunity. He doesn't care about your feelings. He may just say something to shut you up. When you're dealing with a boy and he's a man, he's your husband, he can have a boy like mine. He can be a mama's boy, thinking that you and him are together for you to take care of him and you don't have to work, or you to wash his clothes or do everything for him, and he doesn't have to do anything at all. And I'm not saying the man should take up roles as a woman and women take up a role as a man, because you got some people don't like this, but you got some females in any race, they behave like a man. They have a mindset like a man. So no man, physical man, will want to date a physical woman who's thinking like a man, because there'll always be conflict. And especially if that woman says, I'm an independent man, I don't need you for anything, and I especially don't need you for that, if you get my drift. So when you find yourself in that type of relationship, you're going to have issues, you're going to have a problem. And I was thinking it would be nice, I guess when I was growing up, maybe it was out there, I just didn't care, that I would be able to hear, or maybe a weekly messages on how to behave in a relationship, how to behave, how to treat that woman, how to treat that man, what needs to be done. It should not be about, I want to date her because, we have good sex. Whatever good sex is to you may not be good sex as a person. Remember, you see my shirt said lives matter. I'm black. Black lives matter. Yes, we can say Black Lives Matter, but all lives matter. Why? Because who am I to say that person's life does not matter? Who made me God to determine that person's life does not matter? And unfortunately, there's a lot of individuals that do believe that Black Lives Matter over everybody else's life because of what we went through in history. You may say that, but you did not create yourself. God, as you know him, whether you believe it or not, brought humanity into existence to the extent of what is it today. So all lives matter. Your wife's lives matter. His life matters. His relationship matters. Her relationship matters. So mind, I have a t-shirt say, mind matters. What I think matters. Women and men begin to allow your spouse to express themselves. It's not about she's right and you right. Sometimes you have to bite the bullet and walk away and lose the battle to make peace in the household. If you want your marriage to work, begin to work on the problem that you see. But it takes two people to see the problem. It's not about blaming other person. I learned from my mistakes. I had to endure my trial and tribulation and circumstances I went through to make me a better man that I'm in today. Make me a better man when it comes to my children. I have changed. One may say I have not, but if you listen to all my messages on the YouTube channel, The Hidden Tears of Black Men, you will hear where I use myself as an example. So this series of messages that I'm bringing forth, I want you to take it at heart. We living in a time where people is doing what's right and what's right when it's wrong. We having a lot of unwed mother. We having a lot of unwed teenagers getting pregnant without being married. Their dreams and goals has been destroyed until they get older, and maybe they may have an opportunity to pursue that dream. So the lack of understanding, jealousy, pride, the other person, war is me, war is him, or all this kind of stuff gets us in trouble. We need to wait. Wait on the right person, male or female. Wait on the right man. Wait on the right man that you know that has been sent across your path, Always recognize that boys play games. He only cares about himself. He's in it for the moment. He may live with his parent, not saying it's bad. He may expect you to be his mom. He fades in and out of the background. He's there one moment, and he's not there one moment. When you ask him where have he been, he get mad. A man don't behave that way, ought not to behave that way. He's selfish when it comes to sexual. He doesn't make plans for you and him. What do you think we should go to dinner? I don't care wherever you want to go. He can't hold down a job. He's blaming the other person. It's their fault, not his fault. He never takes the blame. He never say, I'm wrong. I shouldn't have done that. It's all about self. I want to win the argument because I'm a man, and he don't want to take care of you. Some men don't want to take care of the woman. They think by having sex, they're taking care of the woman. Taking care of the woman is be concerned with her needs, verbally, emotionally, and spiritually, and physically, and begin to go in that direction for the relationship. Go in that direction for relationship. He's non-responsive. You confront him with something, he get mad, he get upset. That's not good in a relationship. There can be rebellion in both relationships. A man, he makes you dependent on him. If he's working and he's providing, he may use his job against you to hold you back, to hold you in that position. And that's not good. He should be assertive when it comes to going after what he wants, the better the relationship, the better to man, the better to provide for you. Men should always focus on should compromise. Compromise, even when you recognize that she or he don't understand, just compromise. There's no such thing as we both can be right. Let's agree to disagree. When both person walk off in the sunset, both person are thinking that they were right. So it doesn't solve the problem because it's going to come back up. If you were dating a boy or dating a man who's your wife, who's acting like a boy, and he's constantly drinking, and you see his true behavior, he drinks with the homeboys. He drinks with the homeboy. That's all he does. He may be smoking marijuana, drinking, hanging out with the homies on weekends. And when you decide that you want to go out, he get mad. So he trusts, and he hang out with his homies, and he don't want to do the right thing to keep the relationship. And he gives up easy. A boy will give up easy, and a man will do his best to try to make the relationship work, make a decision. A boy will not make a decision. A boy will not. When I say boy, it can be someone 17. I'm not talking about boy as in a physical person. I'm talking about the mindset of the person. He can't handle conflict. He cannot handle conflict. He get angry. He raises his voice. He get mad. He may be physical or verbal against you. So he cannot handle conflict. So he runs off. And sometimes they make you jealous, try to make you jealous that, hey, I really don't need you, look how good I'm looking, I can have her or so and so. And sometimes they're in a position where they are having so and so. A boy does not open up about his feelings, how he feels, and what's going on in his mind. He keep it to himself. And like I say, a man will do his best to try to solve the problem. And remember, friends, sex does not solve any problem. Work on men and women. We need to work on improving ourselves when it comes to relationship. Not manipulate each other to get our job. Not manipulate each other to get our way. He or she should be reliable in a relationship. Be reliable in a relationship. And women and men, don't test. I'm going to see if he likes me. I'm going to see if he cares about me. So I'm going to throw out a test. No, don't throw out a test. And sadly, this is true. A lot of men and women will try to hold their spouse back. If the husband did not finish school and the wife is going to college or want to go to college, want to dream, he may talk her out of it or vice versa. So you can be married and your spouse, thinking like a boy or thinking like a girl, can resent that you want to better yourself for whatever reason. So they will hold you back by simply telling you that you don't need to do this, you don't need to do that. Why are you doing this? You don't need to do that because no one's gonna like your idea. So women and men, it's my hope that you recognize. So what a man should approach the woman with respect. Not, hey baby, you sure look good. What can I do for you? I like how you're looking at. Just know a godly man One said, yeah, you have godly men that go to church, do the same thing like other men. I can put myself in that boat, going to church and still doing this thing like one say the world is doing. But I'm growing spiritually, so I know what I'm not to be. Am I perfect? No. Do I struggle? Yes. Do I sin? Yes. We all have our little basket of sins, but I'm recognizing and I choose not to do certain things. So a man who's following the Lord, doing the best he can, recognize that he's done like me. I recognize that I've done and lived a life of sin, been married, have kids. I lived a broad perspective of what I call life, but I never experienced in a way a godly relationship with a woman. I must admit that I never experienced a godly woman relationship. Maybe because I was not coming in that perspective, maybe because I was following my nose and my ideas and my mindset, seeking people to satisfy myself, being a boy in a relationship, not knowing, getting married young and whatever. And thought just came to me, don't hold grudges. Don't, if he makes mistakes, if she makes a mistake, don't use that to justify, to change. Don't do that to justify, you're going to wait and see what he's going to do. Don't use that over his head. True love does not use, even if you go back to your husband, even if you go back to your wife, even if you reconsider your girlfriend or your boyfriend, don't use, yes, you can work on what happened and cause the relationship to break up, but don't use that against the person to say, I'm not going to change until you change. Don't do that. Begin. So he going to, probably he or she going to, I'm going to apply this to women. This going to be my women and men segment. They both going to speak the word of God. They're going to say, yeah, I used to do this and I'll do that, but I don't live the life of, sexual fornication and adultery, especially I'm married. I'm not consider that. Yes, I had sex out of marriage. I knew it was wrong, but I don't want to do that anymore. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not going to lie. I want to rely on my good character. I want to set an example for my children. Some women will not bring a man in front of their children because they don't want to have that revolving door kind of thing. He or she honors and respect your decision and not trying to deceive you and want you to be change your mind for the sake of ain't nobody gonna know. So he respect you, she respect you, and both person are just, and they make the sacrifices. There's nothing wrong with a woman going out with her girlfriends as long as she's doing it in the rightful order, because women need to be around other women. Not a woman and a man should not be so intertwined with each other that the husband don't want her to go out, she don't want the husband to go out, so they all intertwine. They rely on each other for their happiness. They rely on each other for a multitude of things, and when they don't get it, they feel unhappy. You should have an outlet with your friends along you're doing the right thing. So make the right sacrifices. Learn to forgive each other. Learn to forgive. Yes, you may have been exposed by your behavior, but learn to forgive each other, which goes a long way. And give grace. Give grace. You love that person. You care about that person. Have some patience. Some people learn and take a long time to learn. Some people learn visually, auditorily, and whatever means they decide to learn. Be a true gentleman, men, and women, be a true woman. I mean, in your behavior, don't be disrespectful to your husband. Don't be disrespectful to your wife. Don't look at her. Help him. If you take a time out and write down the good qualities of your wife or your husband, and you write the bad qualities of your husband and your wife, then you say, well, how can I fix these things? Not the point I say, yeah, I got a list right here and all these things that I don't like about you. You got to fix it. No, what can you do to contribute to help her, to make her feel, you know, like you care about her? Humble yourself. Have self-control. Don't try to fight the anger that you may feel. Fight off the anger that you may want to yell out and say, that kind of stuff. No, begin to trust the woman as she comes to you with her complaint and vice versa. So the pretty face of a man, the pretty face of a woman may look good, but even a pretty face in a man, they can be disrespectful. Some women can be very disrespectful to a man, or vice versa. I can recall my time when I speak my mind, not arguing, not using profanity, even in a casual conversation or just when I used to date. Some women will get mad and think you're arguing with them because they're not used to you, not used to a man expressing himself. So they think that that man is arguing with them. That man is giving them a hard time. No, he just simply expressed his concern, his ways and his ideas and what he want, how he want a better relationship, how he want to perfect his marriage. So when he go home, when he's out there in public, he may look at the woman and say, yeah, she look nice, but I got something beautiful at home, or vice versa. I married this woman because I say I love her. I didn't marry her because I don't want to be a homosexual. I didn't marry her because what he or she can do for me. I want to be the best husband and wife to my partner. So, men, you do deserve better. Women deserve better. But it takes both persons to make the relationship to work. Don't be disrespectful to each other. Admit that you have issues. I'm closing now. Think about this. We all are responsible for our actions. We're responsible for our behaviors. No one can make us do anything. When we are disrespectful to each other, we choose to be, don't say, oh, you made me do this. No, I choose to be disrespectful to a woman if I was married or dating. We all are responsible for our behavior. Yes, we may have been going in the boat of everything working well for us, but that may not be the right boat that we should be in. If you are in a relationship right now where it's a problem, begin to seek out counseling. Because I heard someone today when I was attending class in college say that someone committed murder-suicide, a man and a woman. It should not come to a point where you don't think you can't get help, that you take to the gun or take to whatever means to kill yourself. There are people that will kill themselves, their husband, their wife, and their children. You don't believe me? Do Google it. If you feel that, I want to end it all, don't do that. Seek out help. Seek out help that you can trust someone. Seek out help that someone that you can really trust that won't tell you your story to everyone. Seek out the needed help that you need to make your marriage work, and admit that you have made a mistake and you allow your emotions to cause you to marry a physical man that's thinking like a boy, or vice versa, a physical woman who's thinking like a girl. Some women say, my daddy gave me everything. If you don't get it, I get from my daddy. That's wrong in a marriage. You should allow your husband to provide for you. You should not compare your daddy to your husband. That's a no-no. Man, you should not compare your wife to your mom. That's a no-no. It's going to cause problems. You come together to learn from each other, to build upon that relationship, not use your mom and your dad to, because when you're actually doing it, you comparing your wife or you comparing your husband to his father, your father, or she to her mother. And that's not good, because they're going to cause problems. It's really going to cause problems. Women who's not married and you're single and you have kids, don't fall for the lie that you look good. Not saying you don't look good. Don't fall for this seductive talk because you're lonely and you want to be in a relationship. Because if you got your own home and you starting your own business, that man, believe it or not, going to see that you're going places. So he want to tag along with you. Yeah, baby, I love you. I care about you. You mean so much to me, all this kind of stuff. But guess what happened? He don't want to be a homosexual. So you allow him to move in. So women, think about the choices you made. When you begin to think about the choices you made, you will actually, in effect, say to self, I deserve better. I refuse to settle for less. If I have to be single for 10 or 15 years or whatever number you throw out there, you will have to be that way until you meet whatever godly man that will come to you and not seduce you into going into bed. Should not seduce you into say, like one woman told me, before I marry a man, I want to see what he put out in bed. Yeah, she may justify, he may justify, I was in that boat too, but does it make it right? No, because we reap the consequences of our action. It has nothing to do with you atheist, I don't believe what you say, I'm not, I don't go to church, I don't believe in God. It has nothing to do with what I'm going to say. We reap the consequences from the things that we do. Nothing happened to us by accident. Nothing. We may think it's an accident. It's like, but we control your thoughts, control your mouth. The thoughts you think reveal where you are, where you living right now. Your mindset determine your condition where you are. Begin to change. It is my hope and my prayer that this series of messages will touch someone. They'll be drawn to even Google it or do a search. It's my prayer that those who listen to this series of messages will share with their friends and family members so they too can say, wow, I need to hear that. I didn't know that. Oh, yes, I am doing this. I want to change. I want to make my marriage better. We've been told that the Christian divorce rate is real high. I read an article where black females say, I prefer not even get married. Marriage is not on. We rather shack up now. Like I said, I want to shack up with that person to see if we marriage material. Where is that scripturally? No. If you are shacking up for many years and no ring is on the finger, or promise to marry you, and you just shacking up, you can leave, he can leave. But marriage is just a piece of paper. Really? You may think that and believe it, but marriage is not just a piece of paper. So you don't need it. So we can all, and I'm saying, I'm not speaking against you. I'm not condemning. I'm putting myself in this mix too. I'm putting myself in this part of mixed stew. We can say, we can justify anything and make us feel better. But you and I deserve better. Women and men, we deserve better. And if we're not experiencing a better experience a good relationship in our marriage, to those of you who are married and those who are about to be engaged and going to get married, those who are single and shacking up and living together, if you want to get out those type of relationships, those who are single and living together, whatever, begin to do the right thing to gradually get out of it. Not just rush out because I don't want you to get hurt or anything like that, but begin to seek out the needed help that will help you to get out that situation. If you're hearing this message and you're going through what I'm saying, it was meant to be not an accident for you to say I came across, oh yeah, who is he to tell? Like people say, who are you to tell? Family members say that, friends may say, who are you to tell me what I need to do when you're single? Who are you to tell me what I need to do and you've been married 4 or 5 times or whatever they meant through up? Who are you to say this to me? I'm not anyone special to say anything to you. I'm speaking from my experience. I'm speaking from my experience in talking to other people and my observation when I worked in a jail, when I worked in a prison, maximum security prison, when I worked as a police officer. I'm speaking from my experience in all the ships I've been in. Some I wish I wrote a book titled Sexual Dating Produce Bad Consequences. I got one now that I need to get on. It's going to say Sexual Dating Produce Ungodly Soul Ties. When I sleep with Susie A., I slept with every man, every woman. If I sleep with Susie A., I form a soul tie with Susie A. Susie A. may have slept with 5 guys. I may have slept with 5 girls. All of us are form a soul tie. Then we start acting and behaving according to the ungodly soul ties. So that's what the book going to be about. I'm an author, have a series of books. You can go type in The Hidden Tears of Black Male into Amazon, and you look for my name, Anthony Milton, and you see this series of books I have wrote. Then you can go to my website, He Still Speaks Now. Listen, I scroll across the tab, and you see the books that you can order from createspace.com. Or if you want an autographed copy from me, and if I have it in stock, and you live local, it's $15. I'll bring it to you, and you can get 2. I'm gonna throw a special out 2 for $20 when you find the title. I'll bring it to you, because I feel everything that I have wrote, if I had not wrote it myself and I came across it, I'll say I'm glad to hear this. So go to He Still Speaks Now Listen.org. One word, everything's not space. He Still Speaks Now Listen.org. The Hidden Tears of Black Male is my YouTube channel. And I have other channels too. I got a channel that's fun. I call it Gunny and Knifey. The gun is always making the news. So Knifey very rarely makes the news. So check that one out. Then I have another one I call Football No Football, showing you that our life, everything that you and I do in our life is like a football game. The football is a thought that we think. Are we intercepting thoughts? Or should we drop the pass, drop that thought? Are we getting pounded, hit because we don't want to let go that thought? That's another website. Behind the badge, see what I see. I'm working on that where I want to show you when I was a police officer. Take you behind the badge. Take you behind the badge. I call it, this is my old badge when I joined in 1980. Behind the badge. This badge, I'm behind. I want to show you what it's like. What do a cop see behind the badge? You may see it on the news, he or she or did this or that. But like I read the article, so I want to know what happened up to that event and what happened after that event. So that's another channel I got. So I guess I'm a man of want people to think. Squeezing the onion, squeezing the lemon. I want to be able to build. I want to be, if I help one person, I've done my job. One person. It's not about the fame and the money that comes. It's from the fruit and labors, the likes, the comment, everything that I can get. If I got one person out of 100, I have done my job, because the time will come where I will reap the rewards of my labor. If I was waiting on the likes, the viral videos, and all this kind of stuff, which I kind of wonder when I see certain things get viral, but my time will come. But I want you to be blessed. I want you to go to my channels, especially when you go to the Hidden Tears of Black Male and hit all the videos. I promise you that when you scroll down, you're going to see a video title that's going to say, wow, what's that about? And they're going to speak to you and give you answers. So thank you all for watching this series of videos. Lord willing, Sunday, I'll come back with another series, maybe another message or something, maybe another topic, maybe because some of my topics, somebody will tell me, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you bring this up? Make us aware of that. So I want to be a voice in the community. I want to be able to help. I may never meet you, but if I help you, then fine. It's not about me. It's what I can offer to you. I may not have millions of dollars, don't have millions of dollars yet, but I foresee a day may come, if it's the Lord willing. But I know I have a God-given talent in my videos and the messages I share. And through the subject matter I bring forth, I know that I can help one person who recognizes that, hey, I got a problem. I got an issue. I'm a man, but I'm thinking like a boy. I'm a woman, but I'm thinking like a girl. I want my marital relationship to be better because I deserve better. Thank you.